In a quiet, timeless library, the wisdom of the ages whispers from the pages of ancient texts. Among these treasures lies the Dhammapada, a profound collection of the Buddha's teachings. These verses guide us not only in understanding life but in living it meaningfully. The 19th verse strikes at the core of our spiritual journey. It is not enough to recite or even comprehend these teachings intellectually. A person who speaks of the Dhamma without living it is like a cowherd who tends cattle for others but gains nothing themselves. This verse invites us to reflect: do our actions align with the wisdom we admire? It urges us to shift from merely knowing to embodying the Dharma in our everyday lives. A farmer walks through his field every day, speaking of the rich harvests he dreams of. He holds a bag of seeds but never sows them. Seasons pass, but the land remains barren. This is the image the Dhammapada gives us. Those who only speak of the Dhamma without practicing it are like farmers who admire their seeds but never plant them. Wisdom is not meant to be stored away, it must take root in our hearts and actions. Just as a seed must be nurtured with water and sunlight, the Dhamma must be nurtured through mindfulness, effort, and practice. Without practice, knowledge remains lifeless, like a field without crops. The Buddha's teachings are not meant for debate or intellectual accumulation alone, they are meant to transform the way we live. True understanding is shown in our ability to embody kindness, patience, and awareness in daily life. The question remains, are we merely collectors of wisdom, or are we planting the seeds of practice in the soil of our own hearts? Imagine a painter who spends years studying art theory. He reads books on color harmony, brush techniques, and composition. He can explain the styles of the great masters in detail. Yet, his canvas remains untouched. He never dares to pick up a brush and create. His knowledge, though vast, has never been transformed into skill. Similarly, someone who speaks about the Dhamma but does not live by it is like this artist full of knowledge but lacking experience. The true essence of wisdom is found not in words but in action. A musician does not master their craft by merely reading about music, they must practice. Likewise, spiritual growth does not come from discussing the teachings but from embodying them in our daily lives. Every moment offers an opportunity to practice through patience, generosity, and mindfulness. The canvas of life awaits our brush strokes. Will we simply admire the colors of wisdom, or will we use them to paint a life of meaning? In an ancient monastery, there lived two men, a young monk and an elderly scholar. The scholar was revered for his knowledge, able to recite vast scriptures by memory. But despite his wisdom, he rarely practiced what he preached. He spoke of kindness but remained quick to anger. He debated morality but indulged in pride. Meanwhile, the young monk lived humbly. He spent his days in meditation, service, and reflection. Though he spoke little, his actions radiated the essence of the Dhamma. One day, a disciple asked the Buddha, "Who is wiser, the one who knows all the scriptures or the one who practices even a single teaching?" The Buddha replied, "A person may recite many teachings, but if they do not practice, they are like a cowherd counting the cows of others. But one who truly lives the Dhamma, even if they know little, walks the path of wisdom." Knowledge alone does not bring transformation. It is practice that shapes the mind, refines the heart, and leads to true enlightenment. Imagine looking into a dusty mirror. At first, your reflection is unclear. No matter how closely you stare, you cannot see yourself properly. But if you wipe away the dust, your image appears clearly. In the same way, knowledge without practice is like a mirror covered in dust. It does not reveal the truth. Only through effort, mindfulness, and self-discipline can we remove the layers of illusion and see our true nature. Many people admire the wisdom of the Buddha, yet they hesitate to apply it in their own lives. They speak of non-attachment but cling to desires. They preach about peace but hold on to resentment. But Dhamma is not meant to be admired, it is meant to be lived. It is in our actions, in our choices, and in the small moments of our daily lives that true wisdom takes form. Will we continue to look into the dusty mirror, or will we begin to wipe it clean? Once, 2 seeds were carried by the wind and fell upon different soils. One landed in rich, fertile earth, where rain and sunlight nurtured it. Over time, it sprouted, grew strong, and became a towering tree, offering shade and fruits to many. The other seed, however, fell on dry, rocky ground. Though it struggled to grow, the lack of water and nourishment caused it to wither. This is the nature of knowledge and practice. Knowledge is like a seed, it has great potential. But without the right conditions, practice, discipline, and mindfulness, it remains barren. The true essence of learning is not just in gathering knowledge but in allowing it to transform us. A person who only collects knowledge but does not apply it is like a seed on dry soil, unable to grow, unable to bear fruit. But one who integrates wisdom into their life will flourish, just like the tree that grows strong and steady. A young seeker once approached a great master, asking to be taught the path to enlightenment. The master, instead of answering, took a cup and began pouring water into it. The cup soon overflowed, yet he continued pouring. "Master, the cup is full. No more water can enter," the student exclaimed. The master smiled, "Like this cup, your mind is already full of opinions, beliefs, and assumptions. Before I can teach you, you must first empty your cup." In the same way, true wisdom requires humility. One who clings to their knowledge without practicing is like an overflowing cup, incapable of receiving anything new. The greatest wisdom lies not in knowing everything but in being open to learning, growing, and transforming. Only by emptying ourselves of arrogance can we truly be filled with the Dhamma. As the river reflects the sky when it is still, so too does wisdom reflect in a mind that is calm and open. Knowledge alone is not enough, it must be lived. True understanding is found in practice, in mindfulness, in the way we walk, speak, and act. The Buddha's teachings are not mere words to be memorized, they are a path to be walked, a truth to be realized. So ask yourself, are you merely gathering knowledge, or are you applying it to transform your life? The choice is yours. Start today, even with a single step. Live the wisdom, not just learn it. And as always, if this teaching resonates with you, like, share, and subscribe to continue walking this journey together.